Hi everybody, it is Livid Fray. Hope you guys are all doing very well today, and welcome back to another episode of Just the Good Stuff, where I show you only the good stuff from the vendor restocks each week. I am going to be doing this video a little bit differently. For starters, I'm just going to let you guys know that this reset was not very good. I just want to make it well aware that some of these items that I'm recommending aren't going to be the greatest. That's because I'm literally picking like the best items that we had available this week, and that's what this is. Additionally, I'm going to do this video a bit differently in regards to the blueprints. Blueprint video is almost done. I should have that uploaded early this week. It probably won't be today. The global event just started, so the video is pretty much done. I just have to put it together and finalize everything and get it uploaded. So I do hope to have that uploaded. I really would like to upload it today, but it would more than likely be tomorrow or Wednesday when I do that, but it will 100% sure be uploaded before the next reset. So for today's reset, I'm going to start off with the big ticket item blueprints. I'm not going to dive too much into other ones. Like I said, we're going to redo how we do blueprints in these videos. So for starters, the first blueprint that I'm recommending here is the Surplus SVD. SVD is very reliable for Sentry, or really any kind of marks and rifle build, especially Deadeye. The next item that I'm recommending is going to be down in the 204 section. We are going to be looking at the Custom M44. This is really good for Tactician and Reclaimer. Make sure you pick this up if you don't have it. That's all that I'm recommending for the weapons. Now looking at mods, here at the terminal, we do have, I'm just trying to find it, the Omega Rifle Suppressor. This is only a power level 33. I'm going to go into depth on the power levels in the blueprint video, so keep an eye out for that if you don't really understand this. But I'm recommending this because this is the highest power level for this specific attachment. So if you're looking for the tan Omega, that one does come in power level 34, and you can wait for that one to come back in rotation. Additionally, the loud vent break only goes up to 33. So both of these are really good picks to pick up if you're looking for critical hit damage or headshot damage muzzles. And speaking of Omega Rifle Suppressors, we're heading right over here to the special equipment vendor. This vendor is selling an Omega this week at 18%. To my knowledge, the power level 33 will go up to 18, but just in the off chance that I'm wrong, we have a good one for sale this week. Optimal range is really good, as well as accuracy. We have another Omega for sale this week. I think it's inside the Dark Zone. It's like the DZ09 Safe Room. I will not be showing this to you guys because it's in the Dark Zone Safe Room, and it's basically the same mod. It's just that the Omega Rifle Suppressor in DZ09 has critical hit damage maxed out at 4% instead of optimal range at 5%. So pick your poison. DZ09 Safe Room up here has an Omega with critical hit damage instead of optimal range, or you can pick the one here for Phoenix credits instead. That is completely up to you. Now we are heading over to the Camp Clinton Safehouse to check out those blueprints and as well as what is for sale over there this week. So checking out blueprints first, they also have the Surplus SVD here. That's really the only gun that I'm recommending this week. And as far as the other blueprints here, the Angle Grip is for sale. Angle Grip Red is for sale. I only really use this for Sentry. Otherwise, I really wouldn't recommend anything else here. Heading over to this vendor over here. This vendor is selling another Cassidy this week with Responsive. Like I mentioned last week, these are pretty fun with Lone Star. You can swap Swift over to Accurate is what I would recommend. You can also do Unforgiving or whatever you'd like. The next item is going to be this Relentless Backpack. It already has a decent skill power roll and ammo capacity. Just change stamina over to Electronics, and this will work well with your Tactician builds where you're wanting to get some healing in instead of using the Inventive Backpack. And finally, we're going to head down to the weapon mods. We have an extended magazine here. It's not the greatest. It's 119. We're only a couple percentage off from max. And then we have 2.5% critical hit chance. I believe 3% is the maximum. And then 5.4 rate of fire. I'm not 100% sure what the maximum number is here, but it's close. So this is actually really good if you don't have any good extended magazines. More than likely you guys do, but if you're still looking for some, this is a really good option. Our next item is going to be over at Dante's Run. So this item is going to be a little bit underwhelming, but we do have a 255 electronics on 3000 skill power. This one really is not bad if you don't have any 260 pluses. You can, buy these for now until you get something better. These work out really well with Reclaimer, Tactician, whatever you're using for a skill build. Our next stop is going to be over at the Cavern Safehouse. Alright, the Cavern has something that is for sale almost every single week, and I always recommend it. We do have a Pulse critical hit damage mod here. I always recommend these. Keep in mind that these only work for your solo builds. They will not work for your teammates. It does not increase your pulse for others, but just keep that in mind. These ones are still very reliable for solo builds wherever you're using a pulse to give yourself some increased damage. Our next stop's going to be over at the Grindhouse Safe Room. The Grindhouse is selling something a little bit more unique. Seems to be SVD week this week. Oh wow, they even have a purple one. How about that? This one is Trained, Destructive, and Disciplined. Now you can roll off Trained. Obviously, is what I'm recommending. Trained is really not the greatest talent ever. It's honestly really bad. But Destructive and Disciplined will work well. You can use this with your Sentry builds. Definitely wouldn't recommend this for Deadeye. Both talents here conflict with that, but this would work out very, very well with Sentry. Discipline is going to give you that increased critical hit chance up to 100% on kills, so this will output a lot of damage for a Sentry build. Like I said, I'm not going to head up to DZ09 Safehouse. That's normally where I would go next, but there is an Omega Rifle Suppressor here. You guys don't forget to go grab this if this is what you're looking for, instead of the one that's for sale at the base. Alright, I've made it to the DZ03 Safehouse vendor. This vendor is actually selling a really good military AK-47M with Destructive, Skilled, and Predatory. This would work really well with Predator Mark builds. You can just roll off Skilled for something else that would fit. You could do something along the lines of Vicious, or Deadly would be preferable, and you could run this with a really strong pulse on your team. Predatory is going to give you that sustainability that you need to keep yourself alive, while Predator does have really good damage. It does lack survivability, even with 9k stamina. So this Predatory is going to help keep you alive for a lot longer. Our next vendor is going to be West 42nd Street, so I'm going to head over there and then I'll meet you guys there. Alright, I have made it to West 42nd Street. This vendor is selling a 260 stamina mod on 3% skill haste. This can work out with a lot of different builds, just kind of depends on what you have in mind. But 260 is over 260 obviously, and then we have 3%, which is maximum skill haste, so definitely recommend this one. Our last vendor this week is going to be West 46th Street, which is one checkpoint up from the Dark Zone. Alright, and this vendor has the other mod that's always for sale that I always recommend. This one is critical hit chance, so we have a critical hit damage available inside the Cavern, and critical hit chance available inside West 46, so make sure to pick this up if you do not have this one just yet. That is going to be everything for this week's Just the Good Stuff vendor reset. Like I said, it's kind of underwhelming this week. We unfortunately don't have any damage to elite mods or any really outstanding blueprints that I'm recommending. It is a little unfortunate, but we can all pray for next week that it's going to be better. If there's nothing this week, there is always next week. I'll talk to you guys in the next episode. Have a great rest of your day.
Can't believe the bullshit that went down in the Dark Zone at the end there.
I know. We had it. Everything I told them was dead on. They made us pull out anyway.
And we left our dead behind.
Yeah, we're not supposed to do that. Hang on a second.